Hello creation, hope you're well. I've not written anything as yet. It's sort of a day of having to get things, sort of final preparations as it were. So anyway, I went yesterday I had to go to, I had an appointment, so my mate took me, you know. we always have a good laugh, you know. Anyway, on his way back, I can't remember. Sorry, excuse me, shaking hand a moment. I get comfy. I can't remember how we got we got on about it. It was about like where our house used to be. When I lived there with my mum and dad, and on this council estate, you know, and the irony of where my dad was buried, you know, his ashes, because where his name stone is, you know, the identification stone, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a headstone though. It's not one of those that stood up. You know, it's just a nameplate on floor. Really. So, but the guy who lived on the corner over the way, as you look down at my dad's stone, his stone's in the same position as where the houses were. You know, it's crackers, isn't it? You know, so we're having a laugh at that. I know my dad liked a good laugh, so he'd have been, you know, he'd have been laughing himself. I'd have been there in physical, you know. But I looked at my mate and I said, I dug a hole, you know. I said, where do you want it digging? I didn't. He was just pulling his leg, you know. I asked him, where do you want it digging? Well, the side of the church. I said, alright then. I said, I got arrested. They didn't tell me which side of the church, did they? On it fast lane at M62. You don't see any bobbies, but when you get to the third swing of a pick, that's it. You ain't knee nor at back of you. I said it wouldn't be so bad, but I had one of them camping headlamps on, headlight thing. I said, and it's on a pivot like that. I said, so I got it shining into my eyes, so I couldn't see where I was. I was thinking, this soil's hard. Trying to dig through tarmac, fast lane, M62. So we're laughing, you know. But it's banter, isn't it? You know, it's banter. You can take it further, can't you? You know, it's like, so you can't see, you're digging, you know. You think you're in graveyard, you know, fast lane at motorway, and then you hear this voice and you're thinking, what's he doing at graveyard at this time of night? But it's just silliness, you know. It's our generation's silliness, you know. And a lot of people probably won't get it, you know, younger ones, because what I've noticed is, I mean, with this, they call it, is it alternative? Not anymore. It's the norm, isn't it? But a lot of people think it's funny, you know, and it's sarcasm, you know. I'm not saying a lot of it don't, you know, it's whatever resonates, isn't it, at the end of the day. But, I mean, call me a stickler for old slapstick comedy, if you want, but I just don't think it's funny when somebody just takes the piss out of someone and makes that person feel uncomfortable and everybody else is laughing at them. It's just me, I'm old-fashioned, you know. Just old-fashioned when it comes to it. I think when, you know, we came from a sort of an age when, I mean, on TV there was that programme called The Comedians, and you'd got those sort of generations who told funny stories. So we were brought up with funny stories being told. It was totally different when it came in, you know, with the so-called alternative comedy, which but you're always going to get spin-offs, aren't you? It's like anything. It's like the music genre. You're always going to get other expressions come off of that. And I mean, I think it's unfortunate myself, but I'm every avenue and all that, isn't it? But I just think that, you know, when it's got to the stage where some people are just sarcastic to the point where it's just degrading other people in front of folk to get a laugh, I just don't find that funny. I think that's bullying myself. But I'm of the era when stories were funny, when people told funny stories and just had, you know, they were just funny. But like I say, I'm from that era, so that sort of, you know, it's like what was his name? Bernard Manning. You know, a lot of people didn't like him. He were harsh, and he were crude with his words and whatever, you know. But some of his stories were funny. His one-liners, you know, they were funny. Yeah. But if it's like, oh, if it resonates, it does, and if it doesn't, it don't. But anyway, so this is what we've got to do. We've got to laugh, because I wasn't feeling like laughing. To be quite honest, I felt better after that appointment what I'd had. But then going home, you know, sort of made light of it and what have you. And I just made my mate were in stitches, you know. But it's funny stories, if you can relate to that. If you don't relate to it, it's not funny, is it? Anyway, so I just wanted to put something up today, because I'm not going to have time to write anything. I've got so much stuff that I need to do before I head off to hospital. So I hope that, and I don't know when I'll get another one done after this, so just keep smiling, keep your vibrations up, and keep being love if you can. You know, it could be hard sometimes, but that's what it's all about. That's what's going to see you ascend, not the other. The other brings dissension, not ascension. Alright, lots of love to you all. Bye for now.